Nancy Ng, a 29-year-old from California, disappeared during a yoga retreat in Guatemala. She was last seen at Lake Atitlan in the nation's southwestern highlands on October 19, 2023. Her family stated that the retreat organizers called them to say Nancy had not been seen since a kayaking trip she took with fellow retreat participants. Local authorities believe that Nancy drowned, but her family believes that there is something more to this story, as it allegedly took the group around 24 hours to report her missing. There are people that witnessed what happened within the group that haven't come forward. Nikki Ng, Nancy's sister, said, "We're racking our brain as to why they wouldn't want to come forward and help if nothing nefarious happened." Lee and Elaine Beal, the owners of the kayak company that rented out the boats to the group, said that a group of 10 people, including Nancy Ng, left with kayaks on October 19. When the group returned, there were only 8 among them, but we could see in the distance, a distance of about 100 yards, 2 single kayaks, Lee said, who he believed to be Nancy and another woman. "We watched them as they continued paddling until we lost sight of them," he said. Nancy's kayak was later found, but she remains missing. The woman Ng was with has recently been identified as Christina Marie Blazik. The last person who saw Nancy Ng, a Southern California woman who went missing from a yoga retreat at a tourist spot in Guatemala, has finally spoken up. Christina Blazik was the last person to see Nancy, and has now opened up through her attorney G. Christopher Gardner. She has opened up after many pointed fingers at her for remaining silent despite Nancy's family begging for information. "My client did not go anywhere with Ng. They happened upon each other on the lake," the attorney, Christopher, said. Christopher added that the 2 women were out on the lake, chatting, following which Nancy said she wanted to go swimming. "She tried to tell her not to swim because it was rough out there and there was a good current," said Christopher. According to ABC7, Nancy, however, allegedly ignored the warning and went into the water. She pushed her kayak away in the process, and Christina tried to retrieve it. She kept one leg in her kayak and one leg in the other kayak and tried to get back to her, and got close to her, and then apparently, she lost the kayak again and she turned around to go back to get the kayak again, and when she turned back around, Ms. Ng was gone, Christopher said. According to Christopher, Christina sought help, and a distress call was sent out. Defending Christina, her attorney said the experience had traumatized her. Ng's family said they stopped hearing back from her on October 19. They also received a cryptic call from the retreat's organizer informing them of her disappearance. The Guatemalan Navy began search and rescue efforts the same day, but suspended the search after 72 hours without any leads. "We don't really know exactly what happened," Nancy's brother Jonathan Ng told NBC. "The witnesses that were able to see what happened have not been extremely communicative.